Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 1 through 7. We've got our mermaid theme continued here. I got another cool little ocean deck here. This is a deep deck, you guys. It's some deep stuff. Because a lot of you that have come to me for personal readings the past couple of weeks, you guys have been coming with some like hard-hitting questions, like heavy, deep stuff, like about your awakening and your spiritual process, and overcoming blocks and healing and manifestation and like career changes and life path stuff. So I was like, the energy is really intense right now. Why not have a deep reading? So this week's reading is going to be a little bit different than our typical weekly forecasts. And then next week it'll probably be less, less heavy, right? But we're going to see what's coming up for the weekend. There's your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Sagittarius, I do apologize for the late load for the weekly forecast. It should not happen again, at least not anytime soon. We should be back on a regular schedule. I'm a human, I'm a person, I have responsibilities, and I had some emergencies come up over the weekend, so I do apologize, but we're here. Oceanus is your card for Monday, Tuesday. Following your heart will, with enduring hard work, create success. Oceanus. And I'm also going to be talking about the numbers here, because a lot of you have been asking me questions about numbers. I keep seeing this number, I keep seeing that number. What does this number mean? What does that number mean? So we're going to have a little lesson on numbers today as well in our weekly reading. So your first card here is Oceanus, that your hard work is going to pretty much be paying off for you, okay? Following your heart with endearing hard work creates success. So this is giving you kind of a pointer here on manifestation, that some people can vision board the crap out of everything and they will manifest, and other ones of us are like, man, I don't know, this thing doesn't work for me. I've tried, I've had the same thing hanging up on my wall, I look at it every single day and nothing, not tumbleweeds and crickets, nothing, and so this is kind of a recipe here for manifestation. We do need to align ourselves by taking the action steps towards things that we can do within our power to be closer to that which we're trying to manifest. Like if somebody was trying to manifest a life partner, they would want to do things where they're putting themselves in places or situations where they're not only going to be meeting people, but they're going to be meeting the kind of people that are in line with what they're looking for in a life partner. Like if I was looking for somebody to start a family with, I probably wouldn't be going, somewhere where people are not very family oriented. Okay, this doesn't mean that people don't meet at bars and clubs and fall in love. I guess sometimes that can happen, but statistically, generally, you might want to try to do something like, meet someone in a place that has the values that you're looking for. If you're looking for like values, and if you're looking for something more traditional, you might try meeting somebody at a networking event, or try meeting somebody at a workshop, or at a volunteering situation where you're volunteering or you're helping other people, or like a religious organization if you're a religious person, so you would align yourself on the path of meeting people. In the same way with manifesting the things that you're working towards in terms of your finances, you're going to strive for more, you're going to strive for better, you're going to take steps that you can to move ahead. But it's also about having the desire in your heart. This is why some people can manifest really, really big things and other people don't. We don't all manifest a jumbo jet. We don't all manifest a great big mansion. We don't all manifest $1 million. And a lot of the gurus will teach you that, oh, you can manifest anything your heart desires, take my course and take my classes and I'll teach you how to manifest. But this is why some people can manifest and the other ones struggle with it. To manifest, you need to be in this energy where you are feeling very passionate about the thing that you're calling in. And some of us, we want to manifest money, But at the heart and the soul of it, we don't care if we live in a mansion. We don't care if we have a jet. We don't care if we have, a ridiculously expensive sports car. A lot of us just want to be comfortable and want to be happy and want to have a nice, comfortable place to live and want to not be worried about money. But we might think, okay, but then I have to manifest this really fancy stuff, but your heart's not in it. So some people lust after money. Some people like they lust for that mansion, or they just are so in love with money, or they're so in love with this really high level of stuff. So those are the people that are going to be manifesting that. The rest of us maybe try to manifest things because we think we're supposed to want them. So this is a good time for you, Sagittarius, to really think about what is it that truly your heart wants. What does it look like? I want to have a great life partner. You don't have to go through magazines and cut out pictures of models, male or female or whatever. You don't have to put these quote unquote perfect images onto a vision board and manifest what you think you're supposed to want, or what you think you're supposed to what's going to impress other people. Really, what do you want? What is your person like? What is your ideal financial situation like? What is your ideal future like? Instead of cutting out what we think is top of the line stuff that we're quote unquote supposed to want. I hope you understand what I mean by that, Sagittarius. But I feel this card is coming also with a message for you about really getting connected with your heart's desire. Really, what do you want? Some of you may have grown up in environments where you were kind of taught that when you did express yourself, or when you talked about the things that you wanted, that you weren't being practical, or that you were being silly in some way, or the things that you wanted were foolishness, or whatever. And so a lot of you are just learning to give yourself permission to want something and to be in that energy. What really do you want? Give yourself permission to want it, and understand and know as you take the action steps towards it, you will have it. It will be yours. Okay? And so now looking at the number, we have the number 12 here. And 12 is it's a number that I consider to be a master number. Now, I am not a numerology expert by any means. My understanding of numerology is really, really basic, and so I'm looking at this more of like an angel number concept, because I'm more familiar with angel numbers, and that's just kind of the way that I read the numbers. But in numerology, like for example, the number 11, they don't reduce it. It stays 11 because it's a number about manifesting, and 11 is considered a master number in numerology because it's the creation number, it's the manifesting number. 12 for me is a very symbolic number. 12 for me is a very special number, very high vibrational number. 12 is the number of ascended masters and teachers coming together and working together. 12 for me is the number of like a spiritual council. So I do feel that a lot of you Sagittarius are at a very, very, very big crossroads in your life right now. You're at the breaking point, or like the maybe not breaking point, but at the threshold of a really big come up, or a really big growth, or a really big cleanse, or breaking out of a block. And I feel that your whole spiritual team is with you right now. To me, 12 is like that spiritual council, like just everyone is around you. And I do feel a lot of you are going through an ascension where you're going to be coming into a much higher vibration. And gosh, it's such a deep subject. And again, this reminds me of the videos I need to make that aren't just about weekly forecasts and monthly love. But a lot of you are going through like this spiritual evolution, where you're coming into a higher level of soul family, or a higher soul level. You're evolving spiritually. And so I feel for a lot of you Sagittarius, there's this great big behind the scenes, this great big spiritual council or spiritual team that is coming up to guide you and help pave the way to you being initiated into this higher vibration. So expect big changes, expect big shifts, expect things to happen that you would never have. You might be headed in a way where you're manifesting things that are beyond your wildest dreams even, okay? in terms of like, well, I never thought I would be doing that, or man, I didn't realize I had that gift or I had that talent, and here it is, something that I'm going to be able to make use for, like, to better my life. So a lot of you will have pleasant surprises in that way, a lot of spiritual awakening as well. If we take the number and we look at it individually, 1 is the number of new beginnings, a fresh start, taking control, leadership, a new beginning. 2 is a number asking you to keep or stay in your faith. Okay, to stay in your faith and believe and know that things are going to happen, to stay the course. Faith, partnerships, stability, support, all those wonderful things. Now, if we do add them together, 1 plus 2, to reduce it, we have 3. And once again, 3 is the number of the Ascended Masters. I feel you have the Ascended Masters working with you, Sagittarius, not just this week, but in through the remainder of the next few months, maybe even through the remainder of the year, maybe for some of you on into the beginning of next year as well. Not just the Ascended Masters, but also, like I said, the spiritual council, very high vibrational beings that are a part of your clearing, cleansing, healing, ascending process right now. Your Wednesday, Thursday is the Triton. So this is your aim rather than your desire is your real doctrine. So this is a fancy way. And look, we were just talking about 3, and what is your number? What is your number on this card? What confirmation, you guys? What confirmation? We were just talking about 3, and now here it is. And 1, 2, 3, 12, 3, 1, 2, 3. You are taking the. I just got chills again, Sagittarius. You are on the path. You are on the path, 1 foot in front of the other. You know, you're following the order. You're getting there. This card is just a fancy way of basically saying, you know, you gotta put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, or you gotta walk the walk. It's not enough to talk the talk. So as you are desiring to take the action steps to align you with what it is you're wanting to call things in, right? Like, I could really daydream about seeing the world, right? But there are some action steps I need to take. For example, people can say, oh, well, you can manifest a trip in different ways. It doesn't have to be about, you know, saving money, or you can manifest a free trip. And I've known people who've said this, and I do know people who've been able to manifest in a very unexpected way. Absolutely. But for example, if I wanted to see the world, 1 action step that I have to take, I don't care how hard you manifest, you're going to need to have a passport, right? I can't just go and get a ticket to go to another country and not have a passport and show up at the airport and just be like, I'm going to manifest that they're going to let me go without a passport. That's not going to happen. You can manifest that ticket or that trip in 1,000 different ways, but it's not going to happen without the passport. So if I want to align with this desire to see the world or to travel, I need to take the steps to get a passport. I need to do that. I need to follow the instructions. I need to go get the passport photo taken. I need to go fill out the forms. I need to go submit it. I need to check the mail and see, you know, when it arrives. I need to pay the fees. So you can manifest all kinds of ways, you know, to get the money for the passport, or to get the help filling out the forms, or whatever it might be, but the passport is non-negotiable. So there are certain steps we need to take to align ourselves with what we're trying to call in, with what we're trying to create. Okay, and so that's the energy that you're coming into midweek, Sagittarius, is you're beginning to take the action steps. And you know what's really jumping out at me about this card? It does give me a sense or feeling of like fast movement and really just kind of going for it. But as we see this this mer creature here with this shell, it's like they're sounding out this call, like they're making it known, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. So this makes me feel that it's going to be very important for you, Sagittarius, to be cautious of your words right now, because you are speaking into existence the desires of your heart. So this is going to be a combination of things: getting clear about what you want, being connected with the desires of your heart, speaking words that are encouraging you on your path and that are creating these things, and taking the action steps towards it. Okay, and then 3 here is the number again of the ascended masters. You definitely do have the ascended masters coming up around you. You guys are going through a really great big spiritual boost, and you do have a lot of spiritual energy. We see through the numbers that are surrounding you right now, helping you to succeed. So this is telling us that again, and I'm not surprised. There's a lot of life path stuff coming up for the readings this week, and it doesn't surprise me because I have even seen in the private readings people have been so in tune with that, or so searching for that. I think a lot of people are. So you're manifesting something in which you are going to be your best self, where you're making a positive impact in the world, or you're helping others, or you're coming into your natural gifts and abilities and talents. You're showing up into the world the way that you agreed to show up on a spiritual level before reincarnating into this life. This is a really big energy. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, okay, is we got another 3. Lots of 3s for you. Lots of 3s for you. Is the pilot whale. You are your own fate and control your own destiny. So Sagittarius, a lot of you have been feeling super stagnant or super stuck for a while, right? And that's when we get discouraged, because people say, oh my goodness, you have to have a positive attitude and you'll be able to manifest anything. And sometimes there are situations in our life where we don't have a whole lot of control. Okay, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Wife Swap, but YouTube keeps recommending wife swap videos for me, and I get completely and totally pulled in. And it's like, it's 2 families and the moms switch places. So the moms go to the other family and they see kind of the way the other family lives. And one mom, she was like, she had the spiritually based business, and she was like one of those gurus that, oh, buy my program, take my workshop, read my book, I'll teach you how to manifest anything. I grew up really poor, now I'm really rich, now I have a beautiful family, and like all this stuff. And she was just telling people, she was on there like trying to sell her program, and she went to go live with a family where they lived in Indiana, and all of the big RV manufacturer shut down. So like 40,000 people that lived in this town, that worked in this factory, they all lost their jobs. And that's the way the economy was there, right? They depended on, that's the thing, they manufactured RVs, that's how they made a living, that's how they made their life. And when that factory shut down, there really weren't a whole lot of other jobs. And even with the jobs that were available, if there's 60 jobs or 100 jobs available, you have 40,000 people in that town that are looking for work, right? So that's a difficult situation. Can you manifest money in that situation? Yes, you can, but is it going to be more difficult? Absolutely, because there's going to be certain factors that make certain things more challenging. And the mom was like, oh, well, you guys are just being lazy, and you could do this or you can do that. And, you can start a lawn mowing business. But if you're in a town where 40,000 people don't have jobs, and you're trying to sell them a service, like, I'm going to come mow your lawn, or I'm going to do this, they might not have money, or they might not even be able to pay you what you're asking for. So when situations like that happen, they happen to bring us into our faith. They happen to help us kind of experience miracles sometimes when we're in a difficult situation, to open up to receive, to have care come in through the universe, and then we can get stronger over time, and then we can find other ways out, right? But a situation like that, you may need to manifest a move, or you may need to manifest something else, because that city or that town, their economy completely shut down, right? And you could maybe manifest an income or something that you can do from home, but you're reaching out through the internet, and you're working towards people outside of that state or out of that town. So are there ways around it? Yes, but it can be challenging and it can be tricky. And a lot of you Sagittarius have been or were stuck. You were stuck in that tricky kind of in between where it's like, well, I do want to be positive and I do want to call change into my life, but there's a lot of factors against me, right? And sometimes those factors come to help us heal, to help us release, to learn certain lessons. And I feel, Sagittarius, that a lot of you are coming through the tail end of that, the learning, the lessons or the experiences or the growth. And now it's coming into the time of moving out of that energy and creating something new for yourself. And for some of you, it could be like with the pilot whale, kind of like migrating or going to a new territory. For some of you, you are manifesting a fresh start somewhere else. For some of you, you need to get out of the current energy geographically and go to a new place to kind of rebuild or restart. So some of you are manifesting a move, but you are manifesting a life in which you're going to be able to have more control, more freedom, more independence, and to be very confident as you do it, to go through with this confidence. If we want to look at the numbers, 36, 3 is the number, again, like I said, the Ascended Masters are helping you. This is a really big crossroads. 6 is a number that for me anyway, as I understand it and what it means for me in my readings, when I see the number 6, it's telling me that someone is really having a hard time measuring their self-worth against like unrealistic financial expectations sometimes. Or they feel like they're failing as a parent, or they feel like they're failing as like a friend or as a partner if they're not financially giving certain gifts or doing certain things financially for the people that they love. They feel like they need to compensate or they need to express through being very generous or giving the people in their life the best of everything. And 6 wants you to know that we cannot measure our success or our value or our worth by our bank account, by our career status, and we cannot always express to others how much we love them through money or through finances, because at the end of the day, even though people might love to receive presents and gifts and nice little outings and things like that, people who really want true genuine love, they want to have the connection. It's not going to be enough for them to just kind of receive a present or receive a fun night out, but not be able to see you or connect with you or have that emotional intimacy with you. So this is asking you to kind of balance your relationship with money, or the expectations that you're putting on yourself with money. Or you might be telling yourself that I can't have a happy life, I can't have friends, or I can't have a happy relationship until I'm earning a certain amount of money, or until I have a certain level of like career success. And that's not true. You're worthy right now in this moment. So I would invite you, Sagittarius, to kind of try to see if there's any unhealthy or discouraging expectations that are too extreme that you're putting upon yourself in terms of your success and your finances and things of that nature. Okay, because then you're telling yourself you're not doing good, and then you're discouraging yourself, and that can hold you back. Whereas right now is a chance to really kind of pilot your way through, to navigate your way through to this freedom and not this servitude to the almighty dollar or the pound or the yen or wherever you live, whatever your currency is. It's time for you to realize and to see that you're much bigger than that. So your angel message, we're going to see what angel message is coming up for you, Sagittarius, for the week ahead. And again, guys, as I'm shuffling, I will remind you, check out your moon and rising sign videos. Some weeks they may resonate with you more, or they may bring in just a little tidbit of extra information that make the general readings a little bit more personal for you. And you may need a private reading. If you need a private reading, there's a Calendly link in the description where you can schedule a private reading with me as well. Oh my goodness, Sagittarius. This is like, people love this card. This is a happy card. This is generally a pretty positive deck, but this is one of like the cards that people usually want to see. Angel of Union. A partnership is blessed and destined for greatness. So again, this is letting you know that you're being guided, that you're coming into soul family. That bird over these two people gives me a sense and a feeling again that there's some divine intervention that is leading you and that is guiding you to the appropriate energy, to the appropriate, supportive relationship, loving relationship, healthy relationship. And some of you are manifesting business relationships and connections, or friendships, or a sense of family. Some of you are manifesting a significant soulmate or a soul partner, or to heal an existing romantic relationship that maybe has lost its spark. And so Spirit's trying to let you know that they're working behind the scenes to help you and to bless you with this. I think a lot of you Sagittarius, you're just afraid because maybe life was stagnant for a really long time. And sometimes when we have stagnation, or we have sadness or suffering in our life, what happens? We're like dying for somebody to come in and rescue us, and we just kind of wait for someone to come in, and we think, okay, well, my problems will go away when I meet my soulmate, and then I can go get married or live with them, and then everything's gonna be okay, and I won't have to worry about money, or I won't have to worry about what I'm supposed to be doing in life, because then I'll be in that relationship. And some of you waited for a long time and that person didn't come, or some of you ended up with someone that you still very much love, but it didn't solve your problems, because guess what? Relationships don't solve problems. So now that you're in this energy where you're moving forward, you're taking control of your destiny, you're moving forward with this plan, and you're realizing there's light at the end of this tunnel, and that you're going to get out of this hardship, and that you're going to be successful and happy, and you've stopped waiting for someone to come and rescue you. There could be this fear that, okay, well, now that I realize nobody's going to rescue me, and now that I'm moving forward, does this mean that I'm just going to live my life super independent? Like, am I just going to be a really independent, successful person, but that means that I'm not going to have a relationship? And Spirit's saying, no, the relationship is coming. But in the past, or the relationship will heal. But in the past, you were waiting for the relationship to come in, or the relationship to heal, to solve the problems. And it's going to happen the other way around. The problems are going to be solved, then the relationship will heal, or the new relationship will come in. So you're not going to be alone, and I think that's one of the reasons why people sometimes are afraid to be independent, or they're afraid to come into success on their own, because then they think that, oh, well, then I'm not going to be able to have a fulfilling romantic relationship, or fulfilling friendships or partnerships, and that's not the case. So Spirit's trying to confirm for you that you will have this union. I don't touch too much on romance or love life in the weekly forecasts, because I want the readings to be more about you and your journey. I do the love reading separate, but if you click on the description and the link of the link in the description of this video, it will take you to the July love reading, so you can definitely check those out as well, my dears. And again, I remind you guys in between the videos to check out the daily angel messages and spirit messages on Facebook and Instagram, Amethyst Angellight, as well as the pick a card game. I know a lot of you have been having fun picking the daily card, and that's been fun. So I really appreciate your comments and your likes and your support there on the social media as well. And it's been fun to see you. There's some of you I'm kind of like, you're becoming familiar faces. I'm getting to know you more, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate your receiving the messages, and I'm wishing you a fabulous week ahead, my dear. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care.